Hi, we are Greenpath, and this is our solution for Codebrew 2022, a green future. In recent years, our Earth has faced a pressing issue, an issue of unimaginable scale, climate change. A key driver of climate change is the increase in greenhouse gas emissions over the past few decades. In the US, in 2020 alone, the transport sector contributed 27% of total greenhouse gas emissions as its largest contributor. Thus, it is obvious that transportation plays a huge role in greenhouse gas emissions. However, the problem of transportation lies deeper still. From data provided by the Inventory of US Greenhouse Gas Emissions and sinks, the largest sources of transport-related emissions come from passenger cars and trucks. Data from 2018 tells us that a typical passenger vehicle emits about 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. This is an incredible amount multiplied by millions upon millions of passenger vehicles around the world. The problem we identified is that commuters are not entirely aware of the environmental impact of their routes and the more eco-friendly alternatives available to them. Our goal is to better inform commuters to allow them to make more environmentally conscious decisions on their route. We give commuters information on the environmental impact of their routes and the alternatives available to them. Now commuters can customize their travel and choose their ideal route while minimizing their share of greenhouse gas emissions. We are excited to introduce to you Greenpath. Greenpath has one main page. Here the user is allowed to input an origin and a destination address and is able to retrieve real-time travel routes through Google Maps with varying transport modes, routes, and carbon emissions. Users can switch through viewing each travel route and determine which route has the best trade-off for their efficiency and the environment for themselves. Now here is a quick demo.
Hey everyone, this is the Greenpath website. By clicking Start, I'm brought to the main page where I can input an origin and a destination address. These allow me to find routes available to my commute at this time. Let's say I'm a tourist in Melbourne, trying to go from the Shrine of Remembrance to the Flagstaff Gardens. When filling out these addresses, we can see that they are also completed by Google. Greenpath will then try to find some available routes, returning 4 routes. One for walking, bicycling, transit, and driving, ordered by their carbon emissions. Clicking on each of these routes lights up the polyline on the map. It also provides us directions that can be followed in order to reach the destination. Studying these routes and their respective carbon emissions allows us to give the commuter more insight on how their journey will affect the environment. Weighing out the options, we can see that taking the car will take approximately 13 minutes, but produce 808 grams of carbon emissions. In contrast, bicycling to the route only takes an extra minute at 14 minutes and produces 0 grams of emissions. In addition, we can see that the transit and the walking routes take significantly longer, despite generating little to no carbon emissions. This information is extremely powerful to the commuter, as they can effectively weigh out the available options according to time and emissions produced to pick one that's perfect for their time constraint and environmental consciousness.
As a recap, Greenpath lights up all available routes of varying modes of transport. This allows commuters to examine how much carbon emissions their journey produces, choose which route they prefer, and make environmentally conscious decisions in their everyday lives. Our target demographic are constant commuters, such as students and workers, and individuals contemplating buying a car or personal vehicle. Greenpath is powered through React.js on the front end and Spring Boot on the back end. Each request on the web app processes information collected by the Google Maps Directions API and is processed by custom algorithms in the back end. These algorithms consider the time spent on each leg of the journey and what transport type that leg is, in order to calculate an approximate level of carbon emissions produced by that route. Now for our roadmap for the future. Our future prospects for Greenpath is to provide more power for the commuter through the ability to customize their commute preferences. This UI demo shows how commuters can input their preferred routes, type of transportation, and maximum transfers. It would also allow them to choose how much carbon emissions and efficiency they want their route to consist of. Greenpath will process these preferences and suggest optimized routes that are tailored to their preferences in order to help them make better personalized, environmentally friendly decisions. Thank you for your time, Codebrew 2022, and we hope that you're as excited as us for Greenpath.